Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Julia here with a very fresh face. Hope you're doing all right. In today's video, just as you have seen the thumbnail, it's this is how to get your score for the repeat sentence. Now, what inspired me to do this video is I was having a class with someone recently and he was really not getting the repeat sentence. And I said to myself, I know a lot of people struggle to know how to pass the repeat sentence. Now, make no mistakes about this. The repeat sentence is a very, very important task in the PTE exam, especially the PTE speaking. Now, let's get started. All right, so back again, the repeat sentence is a second task in the PTE speaking, and we know that the PTE speaking plays a very major role in the PTE exam. So in case you didn't know that the repeat sentence would help you pass the speaking and the listening, now you know. Actually, if you're new in the PTE exam, or it is your first time to do the PTE, or you've been writing the PTE but you didn't know this simple truth, then you need to hear it from me firsthand. All right, so the PTE repeat sentence is a second task in the PTE speaking, and it's a very essential task if you want to pass the PTE speaking and the PTE listening. Yeah, this is a bedrock for the PTE speaking. Now, I had demonstrated before in one of my previous videos how I did only the repeat sentence and the read aloud, and I was able to get over 60. Okay, now also we know that the PTE listening is highly impacted by the PTE repeat sentence, or speaking repeat sentence, or repeat sentence, better put. Okay, so we could see in that thing, I think I will just look for that result and put it up here. You could see how much this task, the repeat sentence, is impacting the PTE listening module. So this task is one of the most important tasks in the PTE exam. Remember, we have 4 most important tasks in the PTE exam. Now, so 4 important tasks make up the PTE, or they impact the PTE very well. And we have them as the read aloud, the repeat sentence, reading and writing, fill in the blanks, and write from dictation. That doesn't mean that tasks like reading, fill in the blanks, or even tasks like maybe reorder will not help you pass, or even the essay, they will help you pass. But these 4 tasks I've mentioned, they can boost your score beyond your doubts. Yeah, beyond how much you know. Okay, so that's why they're important. But we're not here to talk about all those other tasks. This morning we are here to talk about the PTE repeat sentence. If you want to get a high score in the PTE repeat sentence, then these tips I want to share here will really help you to get a high score. So first of all, what is the repeat sentence? Repeat sentence is the second task, and it's not just the second task. You would listen to an audio. That's the instruction. Now, I always make my students read instructions before they start to do any task, because the secret is in the instruction. All right, the secret for you to pass this task is always embedded in the instruction, because the instruction says, I'll put it down here, that you should listen to the sentence and you should repeat the sentence exactly as you hear it, and you hear it only once. So you see, you hear the sentence, you hear a sentence, and you repeat the sentence exactly as you hear it. Now, they didn't say just repeat the sentence. No, there's a caveat, or no, there's an instruction there that says repeat the sentence exactly as you hear it. So for them to have requested for that, it means that that's where your winning strategy starts from. So these are important things I want to share this morning. The first thing is you need to make sure you listen to this sentence very well. I understand that the PTE in their score guide, they said that if you're able to repeat 50% of the sentence, you should be able to get 3 marks for content. Yeah, I know. But remember, this task would impact your PTE listening module. So I would say it's important you learn. Yeah, but I will always request that you listen to the audio as much as you can and repeat everything that you heard. Now, in a situation where maybe you didn't hear what was said, or you quickly forgot, then you can say what you remembered. Remember, one big tip here is never keep quiet. So let's say the first thing I want to share this morning is never keep quiet when you hear a sentence. Always try to repeat something, even if it's just few words that you heard, 1 word, 2 words, or entire sentence. Please make sure that you repeat the entire sentence, or the things you can remember, as much as you can. That way you're not getting 0. Remember, you're being scored for content, for oral fluency, and for pronunciation. Content is 3 marks, oral fluency is 5 marks, and pronunciation is 5 marks. I know people say content is not important, but I say to you, But if we go by way of just trying to calculate it manually without trying to say, oh, how does Pearson mark it? One repeat sentence can give you 13 marks. So if you're losing out on the content, so what are you going to say? How are you going to get the oral fluency and the pronunciation? What are you going to say that's going to show off the skill of oral fluency and pronunciation? So that's why you should try to remember what the content said or what the sentence says, so that once you say it, you'll be scored for both oral fluency and for pronunciation. So 3 marks for content, 5 marks for oral fluency, and 5 marks for pronunciation. Now, if you say the sentence exactly the way you hear it, you should be able to get marks, all the marks. Okay, so that's it. So the first thing I would say here, never keep quiet when you hear a sentence. Always ensure that you repeat the sentence just as you heard it or as much as you can remember. Now, point number 2 is this. Always try to put the sentence into groups. Now, they could say something like, let's say the first question might be, the lecturer has requested that you submit your assignment every Tuesday. Okay, so you can say the lecturer has requested, that's the first part, that you submit your assignment, that's the second part, every Tuesday, that's the third part. Now, you know why I'm doing this? Because sometimes they would give you sentences that are like 3 seconds long, 4 seconds long, 5 to 7 seconds long. Yeah, so if you can remember how they are said and put them in parts in your head, you should be able to repeat them. I found out that some tutors will say you can write the first words that you can remember. Well, if that works for you, fine. Okay, but for me and the students I've taught, I don't teach them that way because it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, now, not to rubbish anyone, everyone is doing an amazing job on here on YouTube. So what I would say is this: try to put the word into groups or into parts. Okay, the lecturer says we should submit our assignment on Tuesday. So the lecturer said we should submit our assignments on Tuesday. That's our 3 parts. Okay, that way you don't forget. Another thing you can actually do is immediately you hear the sentence, remember there is no beep after the sentence like we see in the read aloud. Okay, so after the sentence, you just verbally or just pour out everything that you heard. So another tip here is pay attention. Because if you pay attention, believe me, you're not going to forget things that were said. Even if you didn't hear the accents, but you won't forget most of the things that are being said because you paid attention. Now, attention is like what you give in exchange to hear what the audio says. So remember that this task is not just a speaking task. It's also going to help you pass your listening. So it's very important that you know what to do. Okay, I mean, in the terms of paying attention. If you pay attention, if you concentrate, not just with your ears, with also your mind. I mean, I've done this several times. It's like you're meditating, okay? Just pay attention, be calm. Let your mind not be in a let your mind not be in a chaotic state. If your mind is calm and peaceful and you pay attention and stay focused, you should be able to deliver 100%, 70% or 50% of what was being said. So this is where practice comes in. That's the next tip I'll be sharing. For you to get this high score in the repeat sentence, you have to practice. Why do you have to practice, Juliet? Now, I did ask a student a question recently. You are in Nigeria. Did you remember when you first did you remember when you first came to Australia? He said yes. I said, the accents you heard, were they so easy for you to grasp immediately? He said no. I said exactly. So the same applies to the repeat sentence. If you play it for the first time, or as I'm playing it for you for the first time in the class, it might look strange. You might be struggling so much with the accent. But if you go back and try to practice it yourself and follow the tips I share with you in our class, then it will be very easy for you to repeat exactly what you heard. Remember, your success in this task will be depending on you repeating the sentence just the way you heard it. Okay, that's actually your oral fluency. All right, so it means that if they say the school closes at 4 p.m. every day and I have to walk home, okay, for example, if they say the school closes at 4 p.m. every day, you have to say it that same way. You don't have to say the school closes at 4 p.m. every day. You don't have to say the school closes at 4 p.m. every day. Oh no, if you say it that way, then you're not going to get a score. So you're just going to follow what the audio has said, exactly the same way the audio said it. The school closes at 4 p.m. every day. That's how you're going to say it. So these are important things I hope to share if you want to get a high score in the repeat sentence. Now somebody would say, Someone will say, Juliet, is this doable? Absolutely. Now, in my years of teaching Pearson test of English, I've come to realize that a lot of people do struggle with this task. And for me, I don't know why you should really struggle. Now, that's why I decided to do this video, because I've been teaching people and yeah, they struggle. So if you go back and do exactly these tips I've shared here, come back and let me know your response. Okay, so this is how you can score this 90 over 90 in the speaking, especially for repeat sentence. It's doable, is achievable. You just follow what I've shared in this video. I mean, for free. I'm not charging you money to listen to this video. It's free. So as you learn it, you can share the video with some other person that's been struggling with the repeat sentence, and yeah, they'll be able to get the task. Some people say they're not able to retain. So if you're able to break the sentence into bits or into parts, it will be easier for you to retain like up to 70% at least of the words that of the sentence that is being said. All right. Now remember to follow me on all my social media platforms. Find me on Instagram at English_prep class, where I share results and some short tips. And find me on Facebook as well. You can also browse free of charge on our website at www.englishprepclass.com.au. It's free. Practice there, get responses or get feedback on how you're faring. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.